Students. Today's topic is coordination in plants. As we did last time, the structure, the parts of the brain and their functions. Today we will study about the control and coordination in plants. Like animals have a nervous system for controlling and coordinating the activities of the body. Just like the plants, they have neither a nervous system nor muscles, but they respond to stimulus. When we touch the leaves of the plant, mimosa plant, like shui plant, the sensitive plant, you can see they begin to fold up. When a seed germinates, the roots goes down and the stem comes up into the air. Why it happens, how it happens. Okay, so there is no growth involved in this moment. On the other hand, when we see that there is a directional movement of the seedling is caused by growth. So the plants show different types of movements. We can say one dependent on growth and other is independent of growth. So you can see on your screen movement in plants. Plants move in response to the stimulus. The stimulus can be sunlight, it can be water, it can be chemical, or it can be any sport. So this movement of the plants, they are divided into two types. First is the tropic movements, another is the nastic movements. Tropic movements, these are the movements which are occurring in the direction of the stimulus, means they can grow in the direction of the sunlight, they can grow in the direction of water, in the chemical, or they need any sport to grow. So they are the tropic movements. When we are coming to the nastic movements are the movements which are non-directional, which are independent of the direction of the stimulus, means they don't need any stimulus. These movements, they are due to changes only in the growth, like the response of the touch me not plant, that is mimosa plant, which we call it shui plant, that is respond to touch. So here you can see on the screen tropism, plant growth in response to stimulus. Tropo means turn. There are many types of tropisms. You can see on your screen phototropism, geotropism, thigmotropism, hydrotropism, chemotropism and thermotropism. So we will discuss one by one all of these. So you can see this, the phototropism first. See the diagram also. In this you can see the plant is growing in the direction of the sunlight. So actually the plant is having a chemical, that is the name of the hormone, that is known as auxin, which reacts in response to sunlight. So you can see the stem is growing towards the direction of the sunlight and it is known as positively phototropic, and root is growing away from the sunlight, that is it is called negatively geotropic, it grows away from the light source. Next comes the chemotropism. Chemotropism is a response to chemicals. It is the movement of the plant towards a chemical stimulus. So this is the structure which I have shown you. This is the structure of the female part of the flower. You can see on the top there is a pollen grain which is just sticks on the top of the stigma and stick it here, and then it goes down to reach the ovule, and this growth of the pollen tube towards the ovule, it is the example of the chemotropism. So the stigma produces a chemical in response in which the pollen tube grows towards the ovule. So this is the best example of the chemotropism. Next is hydrotropism. Hydrotropism means response of the plant or the roots towards the water. So it is the growth of the plant in the direction of the water. So you can see in the diagram the plant roots, they are growing in the direction of the high humidity level. If the soil is moist, the root grows straight, and if the soil is dry, the root will grow towards the pot which is filled with water. So root grows towards the water. So this is the hydrotropism, that is a response to water. Next comes the geotropism. Geotropism, it is the movement of the plant parts in response to gravity. The root grows towards the gravity, so they are the positively geotropic, and the stem is growing away from the gravity, so they are known as negatively geotropic. You can see in the diagram the geotropism is the growth of the plant in response to gravity, and it is growing towards the center of the earth. Down the gravity shows roots growing down. You can see over here. So roots are the positively geotropism and the stem is showing the negatively geotropism. Okay. So next is thigmotropism. Thigmotropism is the response to touch. Response to touch means the growth movement regulated by touch, that is known as thigmotropism. It is usually found in the twinning plants and tendrils. You can see in the diagram that the vines growing on the walls and the fence. Okay, they have covered this whole of this wall. Then you can see the sweet pea tendrils. They are just encircling them around any spot. So this is thigmotropism, is the growth of the plant in response to touch or contact. Next comes the thermotropism. Thermotropism is the response or the growth of the movement of the plant. It is regulated by the temperature. So you can see the peduncles of the anemone numerosa grows in response to the heat imparted by the sun. You can see over here the peduncles, they are growing towards the hot temperature, but in the cold temperature you can see the movement of these peduncles. Okay, so this is all about this growth of these plants according to the tropic movements. So I will send you the question answers today, so all of you will write those question answers in your notebooks. So this is all for today. So all of you just go through this PPT and revise this and understand the types of the tropic movements. If you find any problem, you can call me. Thank you so much.